welcome back. Today, man, I got a good one. The King Bee versus the Worker Bee. Now, these two mics are very, very similar to each other. Here is I call it this little baby one, Worker Bee, and then I call this the big one. This is the King Bee. So if you guys are interested, as always, make sure you guys do leave me a comment below. I try to give you guys hooked up as much as possible. I'm also check the description because I always try to leave you guys with some hookups. And then if you guys want to have a conversation about these mics, shoot me an email, rohasentertainment@gmail.com. I try to help you guys out as much as I can. Now, when it comes to Worker Bee, one of the biggest things, here's the packaging for it. Proprietary 25mm medium diaphragm condenser capsule with internal shock mount. So that's going to be good. It's going to be really good from what I've tested out when you're playing like guitar, musical instruments. It's still really good to capture vocals and stuff like that. But I found when you play instruments that it just sounds really clean. The other thing is that you do need to buy your own XLR cable, and then you also need to buy some sort of mount. That way you could have this thing mounted and then you could talk to it. Now, when it comes to the King Bee, the real difference on that King Bee is this one is proprietary 34mm large diaphragm true condenser capsule. So you got to think about it. This is going to be for those really big sounds. So musicians, streamers, podcasters, this thing is going to be really good, a lot of power. So the very first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and connect the Worker Bee over to this one. Right now I am using the Shure SM7B. This mic is a beast. A lot of podcasters use it. So it's always like, you know, you always get like a 3-in-1 video where you always get to hear this one and then the rest of them. So we're going to test out the Worker Bee 2. Let's see how it sounds like. You guys let me know. So here we go. This is the Worker Bee 2. And this is just straight in plug and play. So you guys tell me, how does it sound like? I haven't messed with any of the settings. Of course, obviously, when you mess with settings now, you could mess with the treble, the bass. There's a lot of options you can do that with. So I'm just leaving it raw, exactly as is, out the box. How does it sound like? Do I sound clean and clear? If I say the word pop, can you hear the word pop, pop, pop? Yeah, so let's go ahead and test out. We're going to unplug the Worker Bee 2 and we're going to plug in the King Bee. Let's see how this one sounds like. Now, this is the King Bee 2. King Bee 2. I get that right? King Bee 2. How do I sound like? Does it sound clean and clear? Of course, this one has its little built-in thing right here. That way you could use a mount like this to plug it in. It has the suspension thing right here, so that way it can get suspended on. I do apologize for moving it all around. How does it sound like? If I say the word pop, 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 does it sound good? Is the filter okay on this thing? This thing is a built-in one, which is great. This thing is awesome. It does have some weight. So let me know what you guys think. How does this one sound in the comments section below? Again, I'm not messing with any of the settings, nothing with the bass, nothing with the treble, straight out of the box, plug and play. How does it sound like? Can I sing on this thing? Instruments, how does it sound like? Now let's switch back over to the Shure SM7B. And now we are back with the Shure SM7B. Now, as we do go through this one more time, it has a little ring right here. So if you want to mount this on something like this, then all you got to do is just plug it in and then you should be good to go. So lots of solutions that you could mount this guy on. The great thing about the King Bee 2 is that it has a suspension mount, so that way you don't hear any of the clicks or anything of the tapping, which is great. Also, again, the cable will go down here at the bottom. It does have a ring here. And then with here, the great thing is if you do have something like this, then you could just plug it in right there, tighten it up, and then it should just be suspended just like that. So, and actually I should point it out like this because you're going to be talking it like this. What do you guys think? Do you think they sound pretty close to each other? For me, I feel that the Worker Bee kind of is pulling that power in to get that extra power, whereas the King Bee, it seems like it's trying to pull it as natural as possible without cranking anything up. And again, it's plug and play. I'm just putting it in, not messing with anything. They both sound amazing. Now, depending on your use case, they're both going to be great mics when it comes to musicians. Anything with musicians, both of these two mics are going to be great. You're going to be able to mess them around a little bit because the King Bee has that bigger diaphragm. It gives you that depth without really trying to pull in too much power to get sound. I feel like the Worker Bee, as good as it sounds like, because it has that smaller diaphragm, it sounds like it's working just a tad bit harder when it tries to pick up my voice, but it still sounds very, very good. And I'm being very nitpicky with them. These two mics are both amazing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Wanted to do a simple test with the pop sounds, with all that stuff on how it sounds like. What do you guys think? Does it sound, does one filter the word pop better than the other one? Does one sound better with my voice over the other one? I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. As always, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.